There are 23 facts that I bet you don't know about One Piece. So on today's video I'll be telling you about them. One Piece has a lot of dark secrets surrounding it that are shocking, not just inside the series itself but also behind the scenes. One Piece is a very special series. It has an infectious enthusiasm about it, which makes you excited every time you get to spend more time with Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hat Pirates. Reading a new issue of One Piece makes you feel like a kid picking up his first ever Marvel comic. Things aren't always happy and playful in the world of One Piece. Eiichiro Oda is a genius, pushing himself to the edge of his health to entertain us. Oda himself also has a dark streak, as he has hidden some nasty and uncomfortable concepts within One Piece that fans get to learn more about through his SBS sessions. With over 1,000 chapters published so far, you've probably learned a ton about the world of One Piece and just how deep the rabbit hole goes, but there are still some facts about the series that the show won't tell you. Even if you dive into the manga and keep up with every release, some questions are left unanswered unless you consult the author directly and review his questions and answers sessions. There's a lot to discuss, from details regarding the crew to the real-world influence the series holds. Even though it's a painstaking process, Oda's dedication to his work and the global traction it's received is symbolic of how important and controversial hype around the series can get. Without wasting any more time, let's begin. Oh wait, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and slap that like button. 23. The only person who knew how One Piece ends. There is always a suspicion with a long-running series that the author is just making things up as they go along. Some authors have been honest about how they didn't know the ending, like Stephen King with the Dark Tower series, and some lie and claim that they have planned everything out from the start. Eiichiro Oda has always claimed that he has the story of One Piece planned out. It's hard to refute this, considering how many plot elements are hinted at years or even decades before they became relevant. There was at least one One Piece fan who knew how the series ends. Hinata Fujinami was a kid from Japan who was dying of lung cancer. The Make-A-Wish Foundation helped fulfill Hinata's final request, to learn how One Piece ended. Oda visited the child personally and revealed the ending to One Piece to him in private. If you did know this fact, tell me in the comments section below. 22. Whitebeard's injuries were far more severe. Eiichiro Oda made sure to give Whitebeard the most intimidating death of any character in One Piece. He was stabbed through the chest by the Marines, shot repeatedly by bullets and cannons, and stabbed by numerous Marines. It took the combined might of the Blackbeard pirates to deal the killing blow against him. The anime version of One Piece toned down Whitebeard's wounds. The most significant of these involved his battle against Akainu. In the anime, Akainu uses his magma powers to burn off one side of Whitebeard's mustache. In the manga, Akainu manages to melt off a part of his face. A chunk of Whitebeard's head is missing during his final battle with Blackbeard. I bet you didn't know about this one too. Now let's move on to another fact. 21. There's a future where the Straw Hats fail. Despite how important a person's dreams can be in a series like One Piece, not all of them are meant to come true. Some people end up navigating through life as shallow husks as soon as they squander their potential on an unrealized dream. Some inquisitive fans pondered over the fate of the Straw Hat crew members if they ever failed at realizing their potential and asked Oda about it in an SBS. Luckily for them, they not only received an answer but also a graphic representation of how they'd look by the end of their failed journey together. 20. But girls can't like giant robots. One of the running jokes in One Piece involves Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper being excited whenever they see a robot or a laser beam. These are usually provided by Frankie, who creates numerous mech suits and vehicles during the time skip. Whenever Luffy freaks out over seeing a robot, the female members of the Straw Hats and any girls in the vicinity are always unimpressed by what they are seeing. Eiichiro Oda explained in one of the SBSs that the reason this joke exists is that he doesn't think girls understand the coolness of giant robots and that they prefer things that are fluffy and cute. It's odd that Oda would have this opinion, especially considering the billions of dollars the Transformers franchise has brought in at the box office. There's no way that only dudes saw those movies. 19. The terrible fate of Sugar. Sugar might be the most powerful devil fruit user in all of One Piece. This is because she has the ability to remove any memory of a person from the minds of others, which involves turning them into harmless toys. It's surprising that the world government never tried to take her in, as she presents the perfect solution for dealing with famous pirates. Things aren't so easy for Sugar, as her devil fruit keeps her youthful for the rest of her life. Sugar is actually 22 when she first encounters the Straw Hat Pirates. She will remain in that body until she dies. Eiichiro Oda drew what sugar would look like had she never eaten the devil fruit. 18. The series is outliving the voice actors. One Piece has been running since 1997 and doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. The time span isn't that impressive, as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has been in publication since 1987, and Golgo 13 has been running since 1968. With One Piece having gone on for so long, it is only natural that a few of its iconic voice actors have passed away during the run of the show. These include Kazuyuki Sogabe, Ben Beckman, Silver's Rayleigh, Daisuke Gori, Jinbei, Dori Takeshi Aono, Dracula Mahawk, Takashi Taniguchi, Montblanc Cricket, Tako Ishimori, Sengoku, Ginza Matsuo, Smoker, and Chikao Atsuka, Galdi. Roger. For the English voice actors of One Piece, we have lost Cole Brown, Blackbeard, Jerry Russell, Crocus, and Ed Blaylock, Sengoku. We can only hope that One Piece doesn't lose any more voice actors before the story concludes. 17. Real-life pirates have used Shanks' Jolly Roger. When people think of pirates, they generally imagine the aesthetic created by Treasure Island, which has been used for a long time. We still think of pirates as a relic of a forgotten age. This is partly due to the fact that ships are a lot rarer now, as it is far more convenient to travel by air. Pirates are still very much a real thing. They exist in the South China Sea and off the coast of Somalia, as well as in other parts of the world. It seems that some Somali pirates have internet access, as a video exists of a ship bearing the Jolly Roger of Shanks' crew from One Piece. These pirates actually used Shanks' flag on their vessel. 16. The case of the band exhibit. The rising sun symbol, usually shown on a flag, is common in Japan, yet it is considered offensive to the people of South Korea. This is due to the fact that Japan annexed the country and committed atrocities there at the start of the 1900s. The image of the rising sun is commonly censored in Korea, as was the case recently with Persona 5, due to Ryoji having the symbol on his shoes. A One Piece exhibit got cancelled in South Korea only 3 days before it was due to run. This was due to numerous complaints about how the manga frequently features the rising sun symbol, which usually appears in relation to the nation of Wano, which is heavily based on feudal Japan. 15. The disturbing sixth movie, Omatsuri's creation. There have been several One Piece movies that have received a theatrical release in Japan. These are similar to the films created for series like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. They have almost no bearing on the plot and are usually not part of the canon. It is for this reason that most movies that exist as part of anime franchises are ignored by the fans. The sixth One Piece movie is well worth checking out due to how utterly different it is from the rest of the series. Baron Omatsuri and the Secret Island has a final battle that may feature the most disturbing scene in the whole series. This is because all the Straw Hats, save Luffy, are absorbed into a plant monster. If you made it this far, I would really appreciate it if you press that subscribe button, that shows you love my content. Now let's continue with the facts. 14. The tragic Blackbeard connection. The main reason that Whitebeard was the most feared pirate of his era was due to his devil fruit ability. Whitebeard could cause earthquakes, which could also be used to create tsunamis. If Whitebeard was so inclined, he could wash away entire countries. This power later falls into the hands of Blackbeard, who might actually be despicable enough to sink a nation. It wasn't long after Blackbeard gained the ability to create earthquakes that Japan suffered one of its most destructive natural disasters of all time. An earthquake with a magnitude of 9.0 happened on the Pacific coast of Tohoku, which triggered a massive tsunami. Had the episodes involving Whitebeard and Blackbeard been broadcast a few weeks later, they would have caused controversy over the content and likely would have had to be edited or skipped. 13. Luffy the Sadist. The best protagonists of video games and superhero comics tend not to kill their foes. This is because it would be morally wrong of them to do so, and it would also ruin the series if Batman killed the Joker within 5 minutes of meeting him. Manga protagonists aren't held to the same standard. Goku had no problem killing King Piccolo, and Naruto was responsible for the death of Yura. Monkey D. Luffy has yet to kill any of his enemies in One Piece. Indeed, it took 13 years for any character to die in One Piece. Eiichiro Oda was asked why Luffy doesn't kill anyone in the letters section in the collected volumes of One Piece, called the SBS. Oda claims that the reason Luffy doesn't kill anyone is that he prefers to destroy the dreams of his enemies, which is far more painful than simply taking their life. 12. Garp and Katakuri's donut eating competition. When it comes to eating donuts, Katakuri actually ends up tearing his jaw, trying to fit as many of them as he can in his mouth since he loves how they taste. He even sings a cute little song about eating them in the anime and looks like he's in heaven while doing so. The same can be said for Luffy's grandfather and hero of the Marines, Monkey D. Garp, since we see him declare his attempt at trying to break the world record for the most donuts ever eaten by an individual in the anime. I'm sure you noticed how I numbered those facts. Well, that's because I split the original video into 2 videos, which is 25-minute long. If I uploaded the 25-minute video, it would get like around 700 views, which is low for a 25-minute long video. If this video gets 1000 views, I will upload the other half of this video. Well, sorry for any inconveniences. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and slap the like button. Doing that motivates me to creating more content.